everybody and welcome to this golden shot. Difficulty level is hard and we are coming in here from the Community Cup, and I'm gonna play one of the courses from Community Cup there, one of the part 3s to be more exact. Before we start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, be a sub, hit that bell button, you will get a notification every time there is a new live stream or a new video to look at. And I'm going to show you 9 or 10 shots here, 10 shots I think, like 9 shots or 10 shots on how to play this course with all type of wind, headwind, tailwind, crosswind, and we're going to break down this golden shot to maximize the opportunity for us to get some berserkers, but also some good cars. The golden shot difficulty level hard is going to be the Namhae cliffs, hole number 4 from the recent tournament, also known as the cliff shootout. This is a really tough part 3 and it's very hard to be getting a consistent way to bounce this one towards the pin. I think I found a way that has been, for me at least, for my 30 tryout shots. I always play 30 shots to try out the course with the same type of position, so I'm not just gonna wing it, you know. I think you deserve more than that. So I have a reference here that I do really like, which got me to clear all the chests as well on 2 out of the 3 accounts that I played all shots on. So we're gonna start by going in here, gonna check here what can we win as a prize. And the most important part here to focus on is the chests, of course, because the obsidian chest we do get with an hole-in-one, and then we do have the amber chest with the yellow ring, and then we do have the crimson chest with a red ring, aqua chest with a light blue ring, and the cobalt chest with dark blue ring. In all those chests you will win something, a ball called Berserker. For those of you that don't know what that is a power 5 ball, wind resistance 1 and a side spin 2 ball. Very important when you play in tournament. I would say, like when we do have tailwind, especially like we had in the last tournament, that ball helps tremendously to make us drive a little bit further and maybe giving ourselves an easier time to get an albatross or the eagle or whatever, you know. We are going to play with the golden wood club, which has an accuracy of 51 and backspin of 50 and stuff like that. And even though it's not written here on that like blank sheet or like note sheet that you have there down below, then it is always the golden wood club with every type of shot that we're going to play. If we do have more questions, then like maybe you have a question that I'm not answering here in this video, check out the question mark, press it. You will get to the frequently asked questions for the golden shot. You do get one free shot only, otherwise you will have to pay. So spend your free shot wisely, because we absolutely need and want to get a chest from our free shot. So we are gonna take a look at the landing position here, and you can see here that I'm building, like when I'm building a landing position, I mostly build it from the rings that we do have to aim for. It's easiest, but also when it comes to using the ball guideline, where should the second bounce be showing. So, and this is very important to have in mind, that this is before any type of spin has been added. Then I want you to put the red ring by the rough there on the top. You can see that it's just by the top, combined with having the second bounce, as you can see there on the screen, approximately 3 squares before the pin, but also in the middle of that little like brighter square than the other ones there that you can see. Try to replicate this landing position and you're going to be fine. And if it is, for me, super important when we do go over a golden shot and the landing position and stuff, that we're using the same landing position with every type of wind. I don't agree with the fact that we should sometimes change landing position depending on that we just have a headwind or that we do have a tailwind. If I would suggest that if we absolutely have to, but in this case and in many other cases we don't have to do that. That is only to complicate things. Headwind and tailwind, we talk straight headwind, straight tailwind. We're going to play it in the medium distance with a 20% over adjustment. That is also that is also 1.95 per ring. Every other wind, then we play maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. That is 1.75 per ring. Why the difference? The difference is when we do have tailwind, we do like adjust straight at the pin. And then we do not have to compensate anything more than using the right amount of backspin. That's the same in headwind, and also in headwind that we do, if we do have just too much, we're gonna go down through the cliff, and that is going to change the trajectory that we do have, and that is going to mess up completely. When it comes to the other type of wind, I'm using the maximum distance adjustment, or like the lower ring adjustment, to make sure that I do compensate for the push that we're going to get from Crosswind, for an example. So now I'm gonna stop talking at least about that, and then we're gonna go into the video. First, we're gonna start off by having a 7.7 cross/tailwind, and once again we're looking for the landing position, and in this type of wind I'm going to use 4 bars of backspin. No side spin, keep it simple. Then we're going to adjust for 1.75 per ring in this situation, as for maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. When it comes to crosswind here, we do need to, depending on the strength of the wind, we do maybe have to compensate a little bit still to be on the left side of the pin or the right side of the pin, depending on the angle of the wind, how it's blowing. So we're coming in very, very nicely. Needed a little bit more to the left. We got the cobalt chest here, which was the first shot that I really want to show you here in this case. 4 bars of backspin with crosswind / tailwind. Now we're going to go over and we're going to play with some headwind. 5.1, once again we're looking for the same landing position here. That is the first thing that we do, and once again without any type of spin. Do not add any spin before you are finding your landing position, because you do want to make sure that the second bounce is where you want it. So now we're going to adjust still for maximum distance here, as we do have some crosswind. It's not straight headwind, it's not straight tailwind, and therefore we're going to adjust the maximum distance adjustment. 3.5 bar backspin here. We're not gonna go with 4 because we do have a minor type of headwind, but the wind isn't that strong, so it is enough. It is enough to play with 3.5 bar, because we also want to make sure that, like, if we do miss the pin, we don't want to roll way past it and using the wrong type of spin adjustment and then stop like way outside. There is a little mound where the pin is standing on, so if you're coming in a little bit too hot, the risk of rolling out on the left or to the right is going to be pretty big. Now we're gonna play once again with 3.5 bar backspin, and once again I'm trying to add it first, but then I remember, okay, landing position before we are adding spin. Using the red ring as a reference once again with the second bounce there towards the pin. And then we're gonna play 3.5 bar backspin with no side spin and adjusting for maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. Also as 1.75 per ring, which is going to give ourselves 2.9 rings in this situation. And then of course with the golden shot, you can see that the clock goes fairly quick. That is something that I have been taking myself like way too long time some of the times, and I have been running out of time because the 10 seconds countdown is not the same as we do have in game. So have that in mind, so you're not adjusting too much and relying on those seconds. It goes a little bit quicker therefore for the golden shot. So got the red ring there with a nice shot very close on the left side, and now we're going to have headwind and crosswind, but other direction, but we're going to still play the same type of reference. Red ring by the rough, second bounce where we want to. Here when we do have like 7, we could maybe compensate a little bit more to the right there. Now I'm going to play with 3.25 when it comes to backspin. I just wanted to try that to see with a higher type of wind and headwind, will we be able to stay and not go long, or how is the ball going to react? Once again, no side spin whatsoever. We're gonna hit the ball perfect, and it's gonna come in here. You can see coming in pretty nicely here. Let's see. We roll, and we still miss it on the left side. So that kind of tells me that if we do have like a pretty strong wind, like I would say over 6.5 in wind, then we do and have some crosswind, we do need to compensate and putting our landing position a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right, depending of course where the wind is blowing from. Now we do have some straight crosswind, a lot of crosswind here. We're gonna have, and also a lot of headwind. Hopefully we're gonna, not hopefully, we're gonna end up with some tailwind of course in the end. So 5.4, now I'm going to use 4 bars of backspin due to the fact that we're going to have a little bit of tailwind, not much, but once we do have a little bit of tailwind, I'm going to go up. I'm going to play with 4 bars instead of the 3.5 that we generally play with. Adjust for the maximum distance with yeah, the 1.75 per ring. We hit it perfect. We get it to bounce again. Come, roll, 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 roll. Get in. No. A little bit too much, maybe. A little bit too much. So take off a smidge, but you know that's marginal. You know, it's. Oh, super close, super close. Hopefully we can end up this guide as normal, I would say, with an hole-in-one in some form. Or, like I already spoiled that in the beginning, yeah, we will end up with an hole-in-one in the end. So, crosswind once again. Now we do have some basically just straight crosswind here. And once again, we're looking for the same type of landing position as we have done in every shot here. And I'm sorry for repeating myself, but that is super important. The landing position is what actually makes it or breaks it when we're going to play this golden shot. If we do not find that spot, we are going to be either under or over adjusted, and the rest of the adjustment will not work. So for this adjustment to work, you need to get everything. So like all from landing position, spin, amount of adjustment in form of rings or references, depending on how you would like to adjust. We do get very close there to the left. I could have stopped with the 4 bars of backspin. I did remove a tiny little bit there in the end, but I like, you know, we gave the ball a chance to go for the pin here. So come on, can we say we do have some, now we do have some more headwind here than we do have crosswind, and now we have a lower type of headwind, but we still have crosswind. And once again, we're going to play maximum distance. It's only with straight wind. For headwind's sake, we play it medium distance with a straight headwind, because we do not want to drop down that much into the cliff area. And let's say you would be having like a 7 mile per hour headwind and straight headwind, which some of you might be getting, then I would adjust down towards the cliff, and before it drops down into the cliff, I would compensate that by going with overpower. So I'm not going to drop down. I am going to reference that in the end as well. You can see here as well that we do drop this one way out to the left. Don't really know if we find, sorry, the reason that happens is because we played max numbers with more headwind. That is at least what I do believe in the end when we play that shot. So I think that when we do have like more headwind and crosswind, but still crosswind, I'm going to play it in between mid and max instead of max. So, and that is going to be very important. So, okay, then we come to next one, 5.1. We're going to still adjust the same way here. Now we do have a little bit more crosswind than we have headwind, and that's like super hard to kind of get the in-between adjustment here. I understand that, but you know, with all the types of winds that we're having, it's going to be kind of tough to get ourselves in the spot that we do want to. So okay, now we come to the shot that we do have like a tailwind, and this glad that I actually found one. And here we're going to play medium distance. You can see we have basically complete straight tail, or I would call this one straight tailwind. So in this way, we're gonna play maximum distance, sorry, medium distance, but max backspin. That's what I was gonna say. So max backspin, and we're going to adjust this one for medium distance numbers, which is going to be around a little bit less than 3 rings. We hit it perfect. I'm gonna get this ball to bounce in the spot that we were aiming for, coming in very nicely with the spin, and getting to miss there on the right side of the pin. So now 7.5 crosswind. Let's make sure that we do end up this one with an hole-in-one. Take a look at the landing position first, and then we are going to adjust the spin. And the spin is going to be 4 bars of backspin here with the crosswind. And you know, oh, that's kind of like small, like margins here. I would like to maybe take off as me, even though we're going to end up with an hole-in-one here. I would love to maybe take off a little bit here to just in case, like just a smidge, not much, but just a smidge. Adjust for maximum distance. 20% over adjustment, coming, and it rolls and it rolls and it rolls and gets in the hole for a very nice hole-in-one. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was the guide and tutorial for the golden shot. Difficulty level was hard. When it comes to the adjustment, we're going to play as it is on the screen. Headwind and tailwind straight, 1 medium distance with a 20% over adjustment, also 1.95 per ring. Every other wind, maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment, 1.75 per ring. Straight tailwind, max backspin, which is 4.5. When it comes to crosswind, we're going to play it around 4 bars of backspin if I have straight crosswind and a little bit of tailwind. And when we have a little bit of headwind and crosswind, we play 3.5. Headwind, we play it 3. So let me know if you do have any type of questions in the comment section below, just here in the end to check the landing position as well, so we do get the same type of reference. Check out patreon.com/golf-tommy for training session and text guide packages. Good luck in the golden shot!